Welcome to the Main Street Moments Podcast, first annual Disney Vlogger Awards. The new year is here, and this is the Vlogger Award program for 2022. We're going to talk about quite a few of the Disney and some other theme park vloggers, and we have a long list of awards to award.
Yes, and I will give a few disclaimers here. This is obviously not an official award show. This is our opinion. We created the categories. Brian and I have been working on this for weeks, chose the winners, and it's mostly Disney. There's a couple that occasionally do Disney, but we wanted to throw them in there. So like I said, we made up the categories and the winners and maybe losers. And what I did is in the description of this video, I'm listing the categories. So what you can do is copy and paste and put who you would like to see in those. And I'd love to hear your opinions on this. And also, the awards that Brian is going to mention in a minute are not in any particular order except the final one, which is the channel of the year that we chose. And we both agreed on this right away. And that will be at the end. But other than that, there's no particular order. This is all in good fun. So, don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, and maybe you will learn about some channels you've never heard of before, and you will check them out. Now, I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy, and I just want to say that Kathy and I are fans of the vloggers of all the theme parks, and we do share our opinions on occasion on them.
As you know.
And we'll give some opinions on some of these today. And I'm just going to start at the top of our list. Now Kathy and I, we did spend a lot of time putting this list together and picking the winners, and we did debate this and have had some long discussions about some of these choices.
Yeah, we put a lot of thought into this.
But we did come to a consensus after long discussions in some instances on these categories. Okay, so here we go. This is the first annual Vlogger Awards. The first award goes to Most Burned Out Disney Vlogger. And this one actually is not an easy one because a lot of the theme park vloggers are burned out. But we actually, I think, made a very good choice with this one. For Most Burned Out.
On Disney. Disney.
The award goes to Michael K.
Yes. He is definitely the most burned out on Disney vlogging. It's obvious, and, that's okay. I know that was his biggest fear with moving here, but I think he just did so much and didn't pace himself when he moved to Florida. I think he burned himself out, and I think he's lost interest. I really do.
Well,
you guys can agree or disagree. I'm not saying he doesn't love Disney, but I think he's tired of vlogging Disney.
Well, we did an entire podcast a few days ago on Michael K's shocking changes. So I'm not going to say too much because we did a whole podcast on that.
Check that out.
But I just want to say this burned out and burned for Michael K. When Michael K was not invited with many other YouTubers to the special screening of the Galactic Star Cruiser, he was done. Disney.
I think that really
he
burned
was done
him
with
on
Disney,
and I think that was definitely had something to do with his burning out of his love a little bit for Disney.
All right, our next category for the Vlogger Awards, Most Overrated Disney Vlogger, and this one was not difficult. This one was both of us said the name at the same time. Kyle Palo wins the award for Most Overrated.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you, his vlogs are vacuous. They show you nothing.
I'm going to do my laundry today. Yeah. Send me presents and money.
Yeah, even when he's at a theme park.
Yeah, boring.
His vlogs are really big nothings. I think what he had going for him long ago is that he was a cast member / vlogger.
True.
So, he started before JoJo. And when he was a cast member, which I guess that's too much like work these days. So he left being a cast member. But, and he had a really good job at one point before the shutdown of the parks with COVID. He was, one of the Disney VIP tour guys, which was pretty cool. But
that's a great job.
But when the parks reopened, he got a job working retail at Disney Hollywood Studios, and he finally quit. But I think the novelty in the beginning with Kyle was that he was a cast member who was vlogging, and that was cool and unique. And he's very overrated. I think his vlogs can add nothing.
His content's not good at all. I don't think so at all. And I think watch me as I drive around in my convertible and
exactly.
Who cares?
I know.
It's just nothing exciting and very little effort or thought into it. But he's overrated because he has a lot of subs. He gets good views. He has a lot of fans.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. So this is just our opinion. You might agree or disagree. That's fine.
It's okay.
But I think he's overrated, and Brian agrees with me on that.
Yeah, and full of himself. Kyle Palo, in my opinion, thinks he is the Logan Paul of Disney vloggers, and he's not.
Or the Mr. Beast.
Okay, so the next category is most underappreciated vlogger. Now, this one here, this one is really heartfelt because the winner of the most underappreciated vlogger is someone whose channel should be so much bigger than it is.
Oh, yeah.
They work
totally
very hard. They've been vlogging for many years, and they just can't get that big jump.
And they vlog with somebody who's huge, and they still cannot seem to get to that level when they should. They're very underrated.
So the award for most underappreciated vlogger goes to Micah from World of Micah.
Yeah, great channel.
And this one I don't get. World of Micah, please check it out and subscribe if you don't already. He's friends with Adam the Woo, has been for many years. Yeah. He collabs with Adam the Woo and many other vloggers, and his channel just has never taken off. And let me tell you, World of Micah, he really is creative. He really shows some things.
He's really good
in the area, and he does get off Disney. He does things other than Disney. Sometimes he goes to Kissimmee and shows things in Kissimmee, and he's really, really good. And I know I've watched Micah from World of Micah for several years, and I know he's like, I don't understand. He's a little upset about it, but he still continues. Yeah. So World of Micah wins the award for most underappreciated vlogger. Please check him out. Now, the next category is laziest vlogger, and this is actually another one that's quite easy. And
I think a lot of people will agree on this.
I don't think anyone will disagree with this. The award for laziest vlogger goes to the Tim Tracker.
And Jen. Everybody calls them the slackers for a reason.
Yeah.
They've gotten lazy. How many home vlogs, money grabs, do they do?
No, it's this, Kathy. Home vlog!
I mean, how many do they do in a week? And then they get 100,000 views. Cha-ching. Put a little effort. Now, when he does vlog, he's very good. Very good. But the home vlogs have got to go. There's too many of them. Do once in a while.
Yeah.
They've gotten lazy, and a lot of people have told us the same thing. So,
well,
that was an easy one, too.
The Tim Tracker, I've had a lot of respect for the Tim Tracker over the years, and we've talked about the trackers quite a bit on this program. And they're really like the great American success story. So far as theme park vloggers go, they're considered the top dog.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, and they started out with nothing. They were broke. If you go and watch their earliest vlogs, they were trying to scam ways to get like cookies at the park because they didn't have enough money to buy snacks for themselves. And now, they're living the American dream. They are doing very, very well. They got a Tesla. They got a big old house. And
good for them, but they've
gotten so lazy.
With success, when in the early days, when you're vlogging, you're hungry. You're like, you want to work your ass off to get your channel to a certain level. And this happens all the time in work and everything. And then when you get to that level, you sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then you stop laboring. I mean, you know, that's the problem, I think, what's going on here. Jen doesn't even wear makeup on her live streams. She has a nanny. She has no look, I had a kid. I have a daughter. She's 24. I know what it's like to have babies in the house. Excuse me. She's pregnant. She's got a second one. But I didn't have a nanny. Jen does. So she can put on lipstick and mascara. Sometimes she does a live stream. She literally looks like she rolled out of bed. And like I said, I understand having a kid is stressful and sometimes you're tired. But again, she has a nanny. Most women do not. Put a little lipstick on, Jen.
Kathy.
Little mascara, little effort.
A nanny
here.
and no job.
Exactly. So
yeah.
You guys are a little lazy. I hate to break it to you.
Okay, yeah. And before we did this show, I actually went on because this is a pretty hardcore award to give to the Tim Trecker, laziest vlogger. So
well, they're called the slackers for a reason.
I went to their latest videos on their channel, and it's
they're
pretty
horrible.
Lame. They did a live stream from home, which
they're really taking advantage of the audience.
Yeah, they did a live stream from home. They talked about nothing. They had a vlog with their son opening up his Christmas presents, which was strange and bizarre. And
I agree.
So laziest is definitely. Now, this next award, the next vlogger award, the category is most consistent. And this is someone who's not a Disney vlogger, although on rare occasions they will go to Disney. They're primarily a Universal Studios Orlando vlogger. Mm-hmm. And I like this person a lot.
Me too.
One of my favorite vloggers, and for most consistent, Rick's Flicks.
Yes, absolutely.
Rick's Flicks, if you've not followed Rick's Flicks, he's very consistent. He does a lot of vlogging. And, Universal is a very difficult park for vloggers because they do not let you film on the rides.
Yeah.
And
he sticks with it. He really brings it to you.
Yeah, and the parks are small. You may not realize this, but they're built in a way you really don't realize how small they are. Yeah. Both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios are quite small, and to be able to have content multiple times a week that is not just interesting but informative is it's not easy to do. Although coming up, there's another award going. He's got someone on his coattails we'll talk about a little bit later who's very good. But if Rick Flicks happens to be listening, I like Rick Flicks a lot.
We love Rick Flicks.
And his wife, Nikki, I think he is...
Nikki, yeah, she's really good.
Rick Flicks.
I messed that up.
Yeah, Nikki.
And she's great.
I think Rick Flicks is very good. But if you're listening, I would just give one piece of advice as a viewer. Don't do the news things at home so much. I really don't care for it when he does the home thing in his studio. When he goes over news, I like it when he's in the parks.
Do it in the park.
Yeah.
But it's hard because maybe there's inclement weather, which is a lot in Orlando. It rains there a lot.
That's true.
And maybe he's thinking, you know what? Let me just do this from home. So I'm going to, give a little leeway on that. But I don't like home vlogs personally. I think they're a bit of a cop-out. I think, like you said, it'd be cooler to do his news or his whatever from the park or from an outdoor location. But I understand, Josh from Resort TV 1, they do vlogs at home sometimes. And I understand a lot of it has to do with the weather in Orlando. So,
it's tough.
But not with the Tim Tracker. That's just lazy.
And Rick's Flicks, most consistent, he is very consistent. You guys should all check him out. He has over 100,000 subs now. Good. And I remember when he just had like a couple thousand when I started watching.
Yeah, we started watching him like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and when he first started, I started watching him, and I told Kathy, I said, it's amazing that he has so much consistent content. This is when he first started at Universal Studios, where you cannot film on the rides.
That is not an easy park to vlog. Now, there's 2 parks there, and then they have the volcano.
3, and then they got the new park that's opening, Epic Universe.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah, all of a sudden, all the Disney vloggers will become Universal.
I don't know why more Disney vloggers don't vlog Universal. I love Universal. I love City
I'll tell
Walk.
You why.
I know the rides, but there's still stuff to do.
They don't. I've heard some of them talk about it. They don't get as many views as Disney.
Oh.
Okay, now the next person vlogs Disneyland and many other things.
And Disney World sometimes.
Yeah, and the next vlogger award, the category is most dedicated. And this actually, when Kathy and I first discovered vlogging, even though we live in Florida, Disney vlog. Even though we live in Florida, for many years we did not go to Disney. We stopped going. I don't know. Life happens. We go a lot now, and of course we're very interested. But we didn't go for several years. Yeah. And
when Emily was little, we went all the time.
Yeah, and then our daughter got in the teenage years, and she wasn't so interested in Disney.
Yeah.
So we didn't go as often. But we had not gone in a few years, and we made plans to go. And I said, you know what? Let's go on YouTube and see what's going on. We haven't been to Disney in a while. And the first Disney vlogger we found happens to be
The most dedicated. Who won the award for most dedicated vlogger, and that's Justin Scard. Yeah, absolutely.
And Justin Scard it was kind of like a tree. We found Justin Scard. I'm like, this is amazing. It was the first Disney vlog I'd ever seen. And it was at Epcot, and it just happened to be a video where he collabed with Tim Tracker and Adam the Woo.
That's how we found them.
And then after that, I found Michael K next. But Justin Scard has had a lot of health problems.
So is Allie. They've both had
fiance.
a lot of. She's had a lot of health problems, and they talk about it. They're very open about it. And he is so dedicated, this guy. I mean, he does Disney World when in fact, you met him at Epcot and you were so excited. I remember you called me on the phone. I was at home and you're like, oh my God, I just saw Allie. Justin's got to be here. And you went up, you met him, you got a picture.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
And that was like I was so jealous. And he was here. So he does do Disney World. He's done the Disney parks around. He's done Paris. He does Disneyland a lot, but he does a lot of other cool vlogs, and I would say he is the most dedicated vlogger because despite his health problems, Allie's health problems, and all the obstacles they've had to deal with, and I know because I have a chronic illness, it is not easy, he is still doing good content. He's interesting.
Yeah.
I love his vlog. I have nothing negative to say about Justin.
No.
I love his vlogs. They're always engaging, and he is a fun guy. And he's fun as hell.
And his channel, he does not have a small channel. He has like maybe 200,000 and some subs.
200 or 300. Yeah, his channel's grown.
But his channel views should be much higher than they are. He puts so much work.
He does.
Into each and every video.
Yeah, he's very dedicated.
So the award for most dedicated goes to Justin Scard, and it's well deserved. Now the next one, this is one that I don't even think again is up for debate. The person that won this next award most definitely is the most deserving of it. The next category is hardest working vlogger. Now, this is the complete.
I think we have really good categories we came up with. What do you guys think? Our categories are awesome.
Yeah. Now, hardest working vlogger. This is the complete opposite of the Tim Tracker, right?
And for sure.
And
because this guy actually has a full-time job.
Yeah.
On top of vlogging.
Yeah. And hardest working vlogger, we're giving, even though they're a live streamer, they do vlogs too. Yeah. But they're primarily a live streamer. We're giving to Josh of Resort TV One.
Absolutely.
Now, Resort TV One has the whole family there, but we're singling out Josh from Resort TV One, not to take anything away from
Jenna's great.
Dale
his
and Jenna.
Parents and all them.
Yeah. But Josh from Resort TV One, hurricanes, hail. He's there on Friday night. It doesn't matter.
Let me tell you.
Resort TV One is there on Friday night no matter what.
He's a band director.
Exactly.
He's a department head of 2 departments. That is not easy because I used to teach, and when you're a department head, you have meetings. It is a lot of work. You have to work with, curriculum and parents. I think he works at a high school at a band. I mean, that's a ton of work. He works full-time as a teacher, as a band director. So he's busy on the weekends. Football season, forget about it. He's at football games. But the guy still live streams every Friday. And let me tell you, if he can't be there, he's texting his sister throughout he's in the chat participating. Mm-hmm. That is the hard. I said to you, I don't know how this guy does this. And he works. He is the hard, and he does other things.
And what he
the
does
hardest
too?
Working vlogger, and hands down.
I don't know if Resort TV One were the first live streamers, but they were the first live streamers to break through. Mm-hmm. And one thing that Josh and Resort TV One do that I think is just super cool is how they switch off like they're a television show, like their Wide World of Sports. They switch off to people like, oh, we're going to switch off Jenna's at Epcot, or they've got someone at Disneyland in California and Anaheim. I think that's really cool when they do that.
He has the clearest picture. He researches so much, and let me tell you. Finding things on the internet is not always easy. It can take you weeks and weeks to find the best camera, the best this. He's really, really a hardworking guy. So
Absolutely.
He deserves that award.
Okay, so this will be controversial for some of you, the next category. Oh, by the way, so hardest working vlogger, Josh from Resort TV One. Okay, the next award category, most annoying / obnoxious vlogger. And now this one here,
this was easy for me.
We picked this person pretty quick, but then before we did the award show here, I said, you know what? Before we go and do the show, let me go. So I went and watched the most recent vlog, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely them. So
he's earned it.
So,
and let me tell you, we didn't always feel this way.
well,
This person has had an evolution into obnoxiousness.
So the most annoying slash obnoxious, because it's kind of like 2 in 1, most annoying slash obnoxious vlogger award goes to JoJo of JoJo's
Crichton.
World.
JoJo Crichton.
And I'll tell you, this is the thing about JoJo, okay? We have followed, as many of you have, JoJo for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And he worked in maintenance. He was
when he was in sanitation.
He was a janitor, sanitation worker.
He was in the college program where he's come out
and when he was
when he was humble.
Yeah, when he was a janitor, you know, he wore like the white clothes the janitors wear. He worked at Adventureland at Magic Kingdom, and he worked at Disney Hollywood Studios. He was super, super cool. He was very nice. He was very humble. He was so excited that people were watching him and everything else.
Yeah, that's true.
And I understand he's young and he's gotten Disney vlogger famous, but he's just, you know, he's in love with himself.
Yeah,
and it shows. And that may wear off when he gets older.
Yeah. He'll probably, when he's like 50, like our age, he'll look back at his vlogs and be so embarrassed by his behavior.
If YouTube's still around, that's a long time from now.
I always liked JoJo a lot. Our daughter liked JoJo a lot, and even she has said he's changed. And you're right, he's young, and a lot of times when people get famous, and he's huge on TikTok, he's met Paula Abdul and been out in Hollywood. When people get famous quickly, and I don't mean he's not world famous, but he's got some level of fame here, it goes right to their head pretty fast. And they lose their perspective. And I mean, him with the sword is just getting annoying.
Well, yeah.
I find him extremely annoying, obnoxious. I can't stand the guy anymore. I don't watch his vlogs. I'm sure a lot of you love him and will attack me for this. But hey, it's just my opinion, and you can disagree. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think he's obnoxious as hell. He was not always that way, but he has become obnoxious, and I just don't like him anymore. And
I hope he gets back to the way he used to be when he worked at Disney and was vlogging. Yeah, because he was really a nice guy.
Humility is a good character trait.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so oh boy, we got our second twofer here. Okay, the next award. The next award is in the category of biggest clickbaiter.
I know many people will agree with us on this.
And the person who has won the biggest clickbaiter has won an award already. This is their second award.
Yeah.
And,
wow, they get 2.
Yeah, the award for biggest clickbaiter, again, goes to Kyle Palo.
Yeah, many have said that, and they agree with us on that. And he's definitely a huge – he's even addressed it. Like, I'm not a clickbaiter. He is a huge clickbaiter. He'll have a title like, I can't believe I did this, or my life is over. And you watch and you watch and you watch and you're like, you know, or do I have a girlfriend? Or, I mean, you know, who cares, first of all? But then he never gets to the answer.
Am I still friends with JoJo? I've seen that a couple times.
These two, I'm sorry, they need to grow up.
And I don't like the ones where they do, am I single? Am I dating? Those kind of ones.
Yeah.
And then they'll have a girl there. Are we dating? No. Yeah, okay. 25 minutes in. Okay.
And you still never get the answer.
So biggest clickbaiter goes to Kyle Palo. Now,
sure.
the next one, I don't like this one, okay? Okay, before I tell you who won the category, I just want to talk about it first. The next category, the next award is for most hated vlogger. And these vloggers I like a lot.
Yeah,
it's
we
a
love
couple.
Them. But they get a lot of hate online. They get a lot of online hate.
I think they're awesome.
I love them.
And although they do one thing, which I'll tell you about in a minute, that is wrong. But I don't hate them for it. I like them. Yeah. They're some of my favorite vloggers.
We've been watching them a long time, too.
They're Disneyland vloggers. But for some reason, they're very controversial, and a lot of people do not like them. So
there's channels dedicated to them that are like, really, people don't like them. At all.
So the award for most hated vlogger goes to Best Life and Beyond, who are primarily Disneyland vloggers. Yeah, but they do on occasion come here to Florida.
Katie and Spencer.
And I like them a lot, and
I love them.
I'll tell you the one thing they do have. I hope they have stopped doing this, but one thing that they were doing quite regularly, I don't think they thought about it. I don't think they thought this was wrong, but they like to go to the parks minutes before closing
I don't like
time.
that. I don't like that.
And
either.
get in line.
Yeah.
Or
and hold people up that work there.
Or go to a restaurant. And Disney has a rule that if you're in line, and even the parks close until you get on the ride, and the same thing in a restaurant. And they were doing that regularly. And I don't think they realized how rude that was to the workers who have been working all day and are tired and need to get home because they got to be up in the morning. They may have a family. But I don't know why they're hated by so many people. I guess maybe I don't know enough about the drama behind all of them, but I like them a lot. And there was one vlog they did a couple years ago when Disneyland was still closed down from COVID and Disney World opened up. You know, California was locked down pretty hard compared to Florida. We weren't locked down in Florida at all, although Disney was closed. Best Life and Beyond came to Walt Disney World, and they were walking down Main Street, and they were in tears because they had been locked down so long.
And I thought it was sincere.
It was sincere. I thought they looked like two people that just got out of prison who were free for the first time, and it was really amazing. I think
they do live in California.
It might have been Spencer's 50th birthday from Best Life Beyond when they made that trip. And I know there's a lot of people that talked about how they've had a falling out with Adam the Woo. I don't know. But I like them both a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
But I do like their vlogs.
But most people don't. They got a lot of haters.
They get a lot of hate.
And they had a Best Life and Beyond is a couple, Katie and Spencer. And Katie was live streaming. They live stream sometimes, but mostly they do vlogging. And she was live streaming at Disneyland. And someone walked by her and called her a grifter on the live stream.
I remember that.
Which was
she's another one who needs to like put a little makeup on in her home vlogs, okay? Her home live streams. And I don't mean to, I'm a woman. I don't mean to sound rude about this. But when you're like when you're at home and you're under that harsh light of the ring light, and you're not wearing any makeup as a woman, it's not a good look. You know, put a little mascara, a little lipstick. She'll put her hair up, and she is another one who looks like she rolled out of bed. I don't appreciate that. Put a little effort in for the audience watching, but I still love her and Spencer. I like their channel, but they do get a lot of online hate for different reasons. Now, but, we still like them.
Now, the next category is most bitter vlogger. And this one was also a very easy choice for us. Yeah. And most bitter vlogger, that award goes to Prince Charming Dev, who has changed the name of his channel to PC Dev. And, Prince Charming Dev, he used to be a cast member he was in the college program, I believe, at Disney, but he also worked at Universal before he became a full-time vlogger. Yeah. And the reason he has become bitter, he was, I guess, I think a lot of the YouTubers were removed from the media list because Michael K didn't get invited to some things, doesn't seem to be on the media. I think
the trackers were too for a while.
So he was removed from the media list, it appears, and then all of a sudden he started doing negative vlogs, like he's going to bring down Disney.
Like overnight.
And I remember he did a vlog when he first got on the media list and got an invite to a media event. He did a whole vlog on how like this was my goal and I was so excited. And then when whatever happened that removed him from the media list, he's angry at Disney over it. And it's okay to be critical. We're very critical of things, and there's a lot to criticize at Disney. Make no mistake about it. But it went to everything's perfect to,
there was a marked shift.
Problems. On a dime.
There was a marked shift, and it coincided with not being invited to the Galactic Cruiser.
So most bitter vlogger goes to PC Dev, the vlogger formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, bitter towards Disney. Bitter towards Disney.
And I like Dev, and he's worked pretty hard on his channel. No doubt about it.
He has been working hard on it.
And he does work hard on it. Absolutely.
And I like Bianca.
And another thing about it, too, is he's one of the not all vloggers do this. He actually spends money on the channel. Yeah, his fiance, what's
Bianca.
Her? Bianca.
Yeah, no, I like them.
They go out to dinner at Disney at expensive restaurants and things. And he actually, Dev, he may be bitter, but he lays out money for the vlogs. Yeah. He doesn't just go and do a freebie. Okay, now the next award, the category is most creative.
Yeah.
And this is a channel that took a while to grow on me. And they do mostly Disneyland, but do Disney World too.
And they've been to Paris and other parks.
And I'll tell you the name in a moment of who wins for most creative. But one thing about them, they come up with ideas and things to show at the parks that even here in Orlando that nobody has thought of.
No.
And
he's very creative
and do vlogging in a way that no other vlogger does. So the most creative vlogger award goes to Provost Park Pass.
Yeah.
And, so I just a couple things.
What's his name? Jeff, right?
I'm not sure if is it Jeff. You think Jeff Probst from Survivor, maybe?
Jeff Probst, maybe. I'm sorry. I don't know his first name.
But Provost Park Pass.
He's good.
He is absolutely amazing. I was talking on our last episode. He did something that was just crazy. On Tom Sawyer's Island at Disneyland, there's some writing on inside the cave.
Yeah.
That's some kind of code. And he did a lot of research and found out that it came from a Sherlock Holmes novel and decoded this. And
they wrote an article in the Daily Mail about it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And he does a lot of other things too. And he shows you things about the rides and the attractions that you never knew about, even if you think you know everything about Disney. So his vlogs, I've never seen him do a vlog that I've seen someone else do. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And
he's very unique.
Yeah, and I think he's just
you could tell he really puts a lot of thought and effort and research into his vlogs. Are probably some of the most well thought out.
Now the next one might be a little controversial because you may have someone you think is more deserving of this, but I think this person most definitely should win this. The next category, the next award, the category is Most Informative Disney Vlogger, and that goes to Mickey Views.
Braden.
Yeah, Braden from Mickey Views. Mickey Views is the channel. And I'll tell you why he gets it, because I know a lot of people say, well, what about the Disney food, vlog and all that, DFB guide? They give you a lot of information. But Mickey Views, he doesn't do as many videos as everyone else. The information he gives you is like very big information. He's not just like, okay, I got to do 3 videos a week. Let me put some information in here and be informative,
a lot of
just
it's
to be
like
informative.
Breaking news.
It's breaking news. He has sources with cast members that work at all levels of the parks, including construction of the attractions.
Yeah.
And he does amazing, amazing stuff. He doesn't. It's not filler, And I don't mean to put down the DFB guide because they do good stuff. But they do however many videos a week, so they're like, okay, we got to get a video out. Let's put some information here with our stock footage. He has a set that looks like Jimmy Fallon or something's crew built it. He has a set, and he started doing his channel. He lived up in the Atlanta area, and he had a set there. He moved to Orlando and rebuilt the set in Orlando.
He's been making Disney vlogs for a long
since he was
time.
Like 11 or 12.
Yeah, since he was like 11 years old. I mean, he's definitely knows a lot about Disney, and I think if you want to get the latest Disney news and be up on that, definitely watch his channel, Mickey Views.
And Mickey Views, it's awesome. And I've met him a few times at the park.
I've heard he's very tall.
He is the tallest, skinniest vlogger there is. He's as skinny as Pepper Ann. But and
he's like Barron Trump. And he's like 6'7".
Yeah, he's like 6'7", but he's very nice. Yeah. And everything else. Okay, so so most informative goes to Mickey Views. The nicest vlogger, and I can say this because I've met this person, the nicest vlogger, Super Enthused.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie. But Super Enthused is the channel, and she's very, very nice.
And she comes across very nice. Like, she's like the kind of person when you watch, you're like, man, I want to go hang out with her and have a drink, or, she seems like such a cool, nice person.
She's very nice. I've met her, and she's really cool.
I really like her. I'd never met her, but I like her vlogs, and she has a nice disposition and a very nice demeanor, and I just think she's just nice. I just really like her channel.
Yeah. Now the next,
and she's been doing it a long time too.
The next award is for the channel to start watching. Now this one here, this is amazing. Okay. Now these are not Disney vloggers. In fact, they did do 1 or 2 things at Disney. It was like their first time to Disney. They're from, I want to say like Tennessee, based on the way their accents are, that like Nashville or something. and they have just recently moved to Orlando. However, they were vlogging before they moved to Orlando. They primarily do Universal Studios Orlando, and they are spectacular.
Hopefully they'll start doing Disney more.
And I'm going to tell you, they very well. I'm always looking for who's going to replace the trackers as the top dogs. They're on track to do it, and it's the Pew 2, and Pew is spelled P-U-G-H.
Mm-hmm.
And they and I promise you, Rick Flicks does not like them.
Their
that
videos,
they moved to town because they are good.
They're good. They're polished. They have a lot of good content. It's full, informative. Now, somebody left a comment they didn't like them. That's okay. Not everybody's going to like everybody. But we like them, and I enjoy their videos. And like I said, they have a lot of content. They put a lot of work into it.
Well, let me give you a couple examples, okay? They're a husband and wife team, and the wife...
And they're not lazy.
No, the wife, the way she appears on camera during the vlogs, I don't know what her background is too much, but she appears to me to be like a professional television person. And if you watch the channel, you'll see she looks like a professional person. I would say the Pew 2, the wife is like Stacy from the Disney videos, the Let's Do Disney videos.
Yeah,
hotels.
I would say so.
She's that good. And that's saying a lot because she is
very polished
in a good way.
Yeah, I think so.
Her husband's very good too. If you go back to the beginning of their channel, like a couple years ago, she was always this good. The husband was not, and she's I guess schooled him and trained him. They're very good.
Is.
And the Pew 2, like I say, they really only do Universal. Yeah. They've done a couple Disney things. But they should stick to Universal. Like Rick Flicks, they seem out of place at Disney. I used to say this about the Tim Tracker before they got all lazy. Tim Tracker has a skill that he just has gotten too lazy to use. Everything that came out of his mouth was informative for your visit. It's not that way anymore. The Pew 2, I've been going to Universal Studios longer than most anybody listening to this program. When I first went to Universal Studios, was like the first month they opened, the parking lot was not paved. I had to park on dirt with rock in it. There was a high school where the ESPN place is now. There was no lake and everything else, okay? And it was – so I've been going to Universal Studios since like when it was the first week or two that it was open to the public, I was there. Okay, and it was so I've been going there since the park has existed. And when I watched the Pew 2, they explained things that have been at Universal Studios Orlando for years and years and years that I did not even know about. And I give you one that was just spectacular. SeaWorld does this. Universal does this. Disney does it at the hotels and should do it at the parks. You can pay and you get a cup that you can refill all day. Mm-hmm. They did a whole video on the refilling the drinks in the cup. And I know it seems kind of like a dry topic. I watched it twice. I was like, this is amazing because I got to know how to do this next time I go. And next time I go to Universal, I'm going to rewatch that video from the hotel before I go in because it was so informative. Their videos...
Disney should do that at the parks.
Oh, yeah. Their videos at Universal Orlando are so good. So you got to find them. The category they won is channel to start watching. The Pew 2, and Pew is spelled P-U-G-H. All right. Now, the next category is the award for most fun and enthusiastic, and that goes to Molly, now of Mammoth Club.
Yeah, I think Molly is the most enthusiastic about Disney, knows the most as far as vloggers. I know she worked for Disney, and she clearly has a passion for Disney. She always has good content. Clearly, she was the one with all the ideas at allears.net.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Since she left their show, I don't know. Oh, my Apple Watch just went off. But I think she is. I think she fits that.
She's
that category pretty good.
Molly,
most enthusiastic for sure.
Molly is first off, she's photogenic. She's good on camera. She knows everything about Disney.
She makes you want to go.
She has authority.
Yeah, she's good.
And she's also like, oh man, I would love to go to the park with Molly.
Yeah, she makes you want to go to the park. She makes you want to book a vacation.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so the next category is honorable mention.
Let's do that. Let's save that for the end.
Honorable mention?
Yeah,
okay, we'll save that one. Okay, now, the next category is for best content And that
You
also
skipped one, but we'll go back.
Oh no, I'm going to get to that one. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
Don't worry. I'm going to get to that
Okay.
one. But I skipped ahead to this one, best content, because it fits in. Best content is Mammoth Club 2.
Yeah,
Molly.
I think so.
And Mammoth
Best
Club
Disney content.
Mammoth Club includes, of course, Molly, her husband, and the third guy whose name I don't know. But they have very good content. The channel has maybe the fastest growth of any Disney channel. I don't know how they did it. They
come up with good ideas for Disney World.
There's
good Disney World content.
There's not a single video that Mammoth Club has put out that you're not like, oh, I want to watch this. So I think the content is very good. Now, a follow-up to that is the award for the biggest nosedive of a channel, of a vlogger. And that goes, of course, this is, I think most everyone will agree with this. It's allears.net.
Yeah, because she left that. They're tanking.
And we've talked about this.
Which is sad, but, they are.
Yeah, the people that are on allears.net, they all seem like good people. I like them all. But
yeah, they're all nice.
They're very nice. They're trying hard, but they're not the main person. Allears.net needs to find a new Molly.
Yeah.
I know that's hard to do because Molly is also like the wife from the Pew 2. Molly is close to Stacy-ish, I would say, too. So to find someone that good, I know is next to impossible. But now, when I watch allears.net, and again, I like all the people that are there. What Fry, they got names: Fry Biscuit, Seabiscuit. I don't know what all their names are. And some of them are very funny, but the
show is really lacking for ideas.
You know what it looks like when I watch allears.net now? And nothing against the people that are there were there with Molly, but they were background.
Yeah.
And they were okay as background because Molly was the front stage person. But now it's like some kids that are in the college program decided to do a YouTube channel and then just go into the park and just
that is what it is, basically.
Yeah, so
that channel's taking a big nosedive.
Yeah, sure. Allears.net's going down the tubes. Okay, now the next one, the next category is the award for Best Disney Music Channel.
Yeah, I pick this one myself because you don't listen a lot to the Disney.
No, I don't.
Music channels. So I like cinematic park ambiance, and they not only have great music of the parks and other things, they have great ambiance. So check out that channel. There's a lot of other channels. That's just my favorite. Cinematic park ambiance. Check them out, and they have great park music and stuff. It's really I love the park music.
Yeah,
I think that's my favorite part of the parks is the music. I love to just go and sit and listen to the music. I love the music at Hollywood Studios the best because I like all those old movies and stuff. So that's my favorite part.
It is a good channel for me with the channel, but I'm not into listening to the music too much. The only music I listen to, like if I'm just going to listen to music, and I don't know if any of you are this way, my favorite music in all of Walt Disney World is for Space Mountain, our Florida Space Mountain. Yeah. I love that music.
I like the Tomorrowland too, and Space Mountain.
I love the Space Mountain music, and
that's cool.
there's one channel. It's not really a channel, but they have different things on. They got like 7 hours of it, and sometimes I'll put it on and have it on for hours. But yeah, you're right. You picked a good one. Now, best live stream. Now this is this is our second 2-time winner. Resort TV won.
Well, Josh won the first, so this is the whole channel.
Yeah, this is the whole channel.
Jenna, Josh, everybody.
Dale, the parents,
Mom, Dad. I think that's a no-brainer on that one. There's a lot of great live streamers, but they are the most consistent, the longest lasting. They have the most subs. They not only do they live stream, they interact with the audience. You know how tiring that is to walk through a park for 5 or 6 hours when it's hot as hell
or
in
raining.
Florida, hot 100 degrees sometimes. Or cold or raining, and you've been working all day and all week, and then you're there every Friday night, not only live streaming, you're engaging with the audience, talking to the people in your chat. They, hands down, win for the best live stream because they are consistently good and engaging.
And there were other live streamers and this was a hard one for us to pick because there were some very good live streamers like that crazy Disney lady and others. Okay, so I understand and please, the other live streamers, please do not take offense, but they're very good. Although the only criticism I would have of Resort TV 1 is sometimes the super chats can get so out of control. I feel like I'm watching like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Yeah. Well, they can't help that.
Except the money's not going to Jerry's kids.
No.
Going to Josh's kids. But that's okay. That's okay. Daddy's got to make money, right?
That's right.
Nothing okay.
Wrong with that.
But definitely the best live stream, Resort TV 1. Okay. The next category.
We're coming to the end, guys. Hang in there.
Oh yeah, we're almost done.
We're almost done here.
We're almost done.
We have a lot of categories.
The next category is phoning it in. And that goes to the WDW couple,
Josh and Taylor,
who have almost really abandoned their channel.
I think they do TikTok a lot, and but they really are kind of phoning it in when you compare to what they used to do. Now, I know she has like a really highly skilled professional job, and I think they have a video company, and I'm sure they work a lot. That's another couple that works outside of vlogging. So I understand that, but I feel like if you compared at what they used to do, they would put up like 2 or 3 vlogs a week, and they were so highly edited. It was like watching Access Hollywood.
And they were going to all the restaurants.
Everything. Yeah. Now it's like they throw you a few bones here and there. They're phoning it in for sure.
And I think it's almost, it won't be long till we officially declare they've abandoned the channel.
Maybe.
Kind of. Okay, now the next one, this is also one.
This was a tough one.
Before we did the show, I went back and I said, well, before we do this, because this person here I watched for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I went back and watched the most recent video, and it was a no-brainer. It's like, okay, this award is well-deserved. So the next award, and then we're going to get to the honorable mention, the honorable mention, and then we'll get to the channel of the year. Okay, but so the award for the next category is most boring. Most boring vlogger.
Who was not always this way.
No.
This is just for 2022.
And that is Adam the Woo.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I went and looked at his latest video today because I like Adam the Woo.
Oh, yeah, we love Adam.
I was in one of his vlogs.
Yeah.
Wearing one of his shirts.
Yeah.
Which I set up. It was when I went to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom for the pass holder preview when the parks reopened after COVID. Yeah. So it was the first day the parks were reopened. Pass holders, and I knew Adam would be there, so I wore my Adam the Woo t-shirt. Yeah. And I ran into him at the gas station at Disney World and went up to him wearing his t-shirt. Says, "Hey, you want to be in the vlog?" I said, "Absolutely." And I've been a big fan of Adam, but his vlog today was him riding his bicycle through the woods.
Yeah, he's got a little boring.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And Adam the Woo is another one of the great American success stories. He's a guy with no money. Well, he has it now. Had no money. He was working in a feed store throwing feed, and
like Kevin Bacon in wasn't he working
in Footloose?
Footloose, wasn't he propping?
Well, the only difference is
feet on top.
The only difference is Adam didn't break out into dance.
Oh no, that was a flour factory. What was he?
No, it was a feed factory. He worked in a feed store.
Was it a feed?
Yeah, the feed stores where they had the dance.
My 80s movies confused.
He went to a factory to dance, but he in the feed stores where they had the dance at the end. But anyway,
I think so. Yeah,
Adam the Woo. He left the feed store. Had this hunk of a junk of a van, took to the road, was living off of tuna fish and crackers, and had amazing adventures.
Amazing adventures.
And he's become a big deal now and successful. He is so burned out. He is
boring.
And he could turn that around.
I'm going to go get my mail today. Come with me. I'll drink a cup of coffee.
Piping hot cup of coffee from Starbucks.
Is that really worth vlogging? No.
He's in front, and then he's in front of the closed down Celebration movie theater that's been closed down. And this is the theater where I saw Back to the Future 2 with Mom back in, and I'm like, oh goodness, And
his vlogs have gotten a little boring.
And Adam the Woo, he's traveled the country. I have watched almost every single one of his vlogs. So, and I followed him for a long time, and I've always been a big fan and admirer. I think he's super cool and all that stuff, but his vlogs have gotten so boring. And for some reason, he does not travel internationally. He's gone to Mexico once. I saw him cross the border into Mexico with the carpetbagger and someone else. I forget who.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want to leave the country. I would like to see Adam travel to the Disney parks around the world.
Shanghai or Paris.
Something. Get out.
Yeah, I've never seen him do that.
What's happened with Adam, why he has gotten so boring, isn't because he's like rich and successful, because he makes a lot of YouTube money.
That might be part of it.
And he has no wife or kids or anything, so that there's a lot of money there. But Adam feels like he has vlogged everything there is to see in America, and there's nothing else to vlog.
Right.
And I understand, but then go international. I know people mostly care about America, probably, but I've never seen him go to Paris. Justin Scard has done phenomenal vlogs at Disneyland Paris. Phenomenal. And a lot of people go to Disneyland Paris and it sucks. But so I like to see Adam Wu get back into what he used to do.
Be a little more interesting.
He was the original van life. Van life's like a thing. Well, not so much since Gabby Petito, but van life was a big thing for a while. He was the original van life. I think he started that whole genre on YouTube. Okay, so honorable mention goes to a live streamer that we like, and that's Lake Buena Visitors.
Yeah, love Maria and Chris.
They have great T-shirts. I have some of their T-shirts.
We have some of their T-shirts.
Yeah.
And they do live streaming, and they started coming to the parks and were kind of popping up in Resort TV 1's video live streams. I'm not sure how that happened. And she became friends with Jenna, and then they started streaming. And Maria, I got to say, I really like her. She's a ball full of energy. She always looks cute. And the park really takes the time to look nice on her videos. She's even wears like fake eyelashes and stuff.
Oh, really?
I mean, she goes full throttle here. She always looks good. She's got gorgeous hair. Not that everybody has to do that, but she puts the effort in. And she's always high energy, very happy. She's another one fully engaged, her and her husband with the audience. And we've been watching them for a couple years now, and maybe longer, maybe 3 years. But I really think they're worth mentioning because I think they're really fantastic as
Lake
far as
Buena Visitors.
And they do some vlogs too.
Yeah, and if you're looking for them on YouTube, look for Lake Buena Visitors.
It's a great channel name, by the way.
Or LBV. Sometimes
TV.
You can find it. And one thing I've wondered about them is Josh from Resort TV 1 like pissed because Maria from Lake Buena Visitors is friends with Jenna from Resort TV 1, and she just kind of was like a hanger-on in their streams. Then she started doing her own stream, and her live stream channel is really starting to take off. And Josh from Resort TV 1 is very competitive, and I don't, but I bet he's pissed.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't
you
know.
never know.
Okay, so the final award. This is the Channel of the Year, and this is a very hard one to pick because there are a lot of good people that are vlogging. But the Channel of the Year, I think, is well-deserved, and that is Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow.
Absolutely.
He's amazing.
He's the vlogger of the year, the Channel of the Year. He has come the furthest. I have not seen anybody say anything negative. I think he's the most liked out of all the vloggers. He's consistent. He has great thumbnails. He's consistent with his content. Every video, he's full of enthusiasm, excitement, full-on joy for Disney. He's the kind of guy you definitely want to go to the parks with, and you'll have a pretty damn good time.
Yeah.
And he just seems like so much fun to be around. And I think he's come from very low places with his divorce and stuff.
Paging Mr. Morrow, which I think is next to our channel name, Main Street Moments. I think we have the best channel name, Main Street Moments. I really do. I'm surprised no one.
He's got a good name too.
But Paging Mr. Morrow is pretty good too. I like that.
It's a great name.
And
in fact, when we saw it, you're like, "Damn, I wish we had that name."
Yeah,
it's
a
great
good one.
Name.
That's a good. But Main Street Moments is better. But a few things about Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow.
Yeah.
Okay. He's another one. His vlogs are very, very informative. They're not like, well, I gotta do a vlog today. I'm at Magic Kingdom. Join me as I'm at Disney again.
Yeah. Join me as I drink a cup of coffee and have my 10th life update this week.
His vlogs are very informative. He spends money on the content, so he'll go to a restaurant. Like he went to the one. There's one restaurant I've never been to. I've wanted to go forever.
Which one?
The steakhouse in Canada.
Oh yeah.
And he did that, but he goes to restaurants and orders expensive meals just for the vlog. I miss his vlogging with his wife. He and his wife have, split a couple years back. And
the funniest vlog.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, you go ahead and tell it. It's the funniest vlog I've ever seen.
When Pagey Mr. Morrow was married, he and his wife did the funniest, most clever thing
it was so funny.
That anyone has ever done in vlogging. They would go to the Goodwill store, and without the other knowing what it was, they would buy clothes for the other. So Nate would buy clothes for his wife. She wouldn't know what they were. Veronica. His wife would buy clothes for him.
And they were crazy.
They were nuts.
Crazy clothes.
Like one time, I think Nate went dressed. It was all Budweiser shorts and T-shirt and everything and flip-flops and everything. And then they would go to the theme park.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
In these funny clothes that the other one bought for them from Goodwill. It was hilarious.
To embarrass them, by the way. They bought the clothes to embarrass each other.
Yes.
They were not buying clothes to look good.
Oh,
they were to
goodness.
like draw attention and humiliate
It was
each other.
hilarious.
It was awesome. I thought that was so funny.
But and another thing about Nate, his vlogs are very informative. Everything about, like, he just did a vlog that was off the parks. He moved from one apartment to another,
very good.
And it was informative because he was talking about the rent increases in the Orlando area, and I thought it was pretty interesting.
Which are a huge problem in Florida.
Yeah.
Rent is up everywhere here.
Yeah, it was amazing. And he's one vlogger that I like Kathy said, I've never heard a negative word about. Everyone loves the guy. There's no drama with this guy. Some of these vloggers, there's vlogger wars. They get into things on, like, Spokesman and Resort TV 1 have gone at it on social media and things like this. And Nate never gets involved. I've never met him. I've never seen him at the park. But I think Paige Mr. Morrow winning Channel of the Year is well deserved. And I'll just say one last thing about him. His channel, he has over 100,000 subs. Go to his channel, look at the views. His views match his subs. He gets more views than Tim Tracker.
Yeah.
And his views are very, very high, which tells you that people subscribe, are real subscribers. But not just that they're real subscribers. People subscribe, and they keep coming back for all of his videos. I think he probably has the highest subscriber-to-viewer rate of any of the Disney vloggers. Yeah. And that means his viewers love him, too. So, Channel of the Year for Paige Mr. Morrow is well-deserved.
Okay, so that wraps up our first annual Vlogger Awards, and we'll have to keep these categories nearby to do it again next year. And like I said, these were very well thought out. I'm going to put in the description the categories, and then you can copy and paste and put who you think deserves those awards. I'm really curious to read those and let other people read them. And please share, like the video. And this was all in fun. And I'm sure some of you will not agree with what we said, but that's okay. That we don't mind that. But thanks so much for listening. And I want to personally thank all of you that have subscribed. We're almost to 10,000 subs. It's been a long road here, 4 years.
That's true.
Help us hit the 10K.
Yes.
I want to thank all of you that subscribe, that listen, that leave nice comments, even not so nice, that's okay. And I want to wish you all a very, very healthy and happy new year as well.